Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of this video. If you haven't seen part 1, please go check it out. This is a unit slash sew-in or wig slash sew-in. So if you haven't seen how to make your unit slash sew-in wig, please check that out. But right here, the unit is already constructed and we're going in to customize this lace closure portion. Whenever you have a lace closure, it's always nice to go ahead and pluck the hairline area to make it look more natural when you create your baby hairs. So I'm going in 2 rows. This is my first row, and I'm going to go ahead and see that hair I got. It's cut up quite a few hairs. And I'm going in to do my second row, and I'll be done with plucking the hairline area. My revamped dolls know that I already have videos on how to pluck your hairline. If you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. All the information will be in the description box below. As you see here, it has that nice low to high gradient. Now you can go in and go a bit further if you want to. It's totally up to you, but I'm not worried. It's just the baby hair portion I want to look nice and subtle, nothing thick. And to do that, I got to pluck it out because on the left side here, you see it's thick. So you got to go ahead and pluck a little to make it look natural. Once the plucking is done, you want to get your Nairobi foam and just saturate that closure portion down so nice. That way you mold it into a nice flat looking closure. No one wants no humpy, lumpy closure. This has to be subtle. So you can spray a little bit of water also. The more water you spray, the less product you have to use, and mold that closure into place. Now you can either get a scarf and come back to wear it a couple of hours later, or do like me and get a blow dryer and tame that root. Okay, we want to blow dry that root straight. So with a little bit of heat, you just blow dry that portion down nice and flat. So here goes our lace closure unit slash sew-in wig, child. You see your braids will seep through there. There is no net. There is no spandex dome cap. It's just you and your braids, and it's going to be sewn on, so that baby ain't going nowhere, honey. The only downfall with this cap I've noticed is you can only wear it as a center part. So if you're not a center part kind of girl, then we're going to have to redo another kind of unit for you, which I will come up with soon, don't you worry. So this is the Curl Mane Curl and Define cream that I'm using. I'll put it in the description box, don't worry. And this just helps enhance the curl, because if you notice, when it comes to curly hair, the less product you use, the bigger the curl gets. The more curl and defining cream you use, the more subtle and more wet look it gives you. And I'm into the wet look, not the big bushy curly look. Well, actually, I'm into both depending on what day I'm going for. But today, I wanted to give it that nice, wet, subtle look, not that big bushy curly look. Bushy is not the right word. Voluptuous curly look. So I'm just going in and wetting it and brushing it in with the curl defining cream. And this cream is amazing, by the way. It's like the Miss Jessie's, maybe the knockoff version of Miss Jessie's. It's called Aunt Jackie's. I don't know. It's called something, but it works really good. And you see how those curls are coming in there? Just scrunch it up and it just makes the curls pop. So now I'm just spraying a little bit of shine spray just to give it that extra moisture, and I'm going to let it air dry. Now if you brush this hair or finger comb this hair, the bigger the curls are going to get. So if you want this nice subtle wet look, just don't touch it and just leave it as is. So the cap does have these straps, but for some reason within a week or so they break. So you can use them, but trust me, they're not going to last long, because there's my son in the background, because they're not going to last. So I cut this off at the end anyway because we're sewing this unit on. So go ahead and pluck your closure area. Be sure not to rip the net it's hard for me to pluck on the side of a closure because I'm supposed to be standing in front of the closure. So just for y'all, I struggle making these videos. Y'all just don't understand the struggle of making a darn video. But once you're done plucking, you go ahead and you take a portion of the front part and just cut out that baby hair area. Now this is a bit much. I'm probably going to use less than this to gel down, but just a little portion of baby hair. Get your Got2be Glued Blasting Free spray just to tack that closure area down, because if y'all didn't know, that spray acts just like the damn gel. Like with that spray, you can lay down a frontal. Yeah, it's that strong. But I'm just using a little bit of gel here to lay down the baby hairs, and I'm using this comb. Now, you can use whatever you want to lay down your baby hairs, a brush, a comb. There's this new edgy brush that I have been exposed to that is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to tell y'all about that in my next video. But get ready for that, because that brush is absolutely amazing on natural hair, on frontals, on closures. Like, it is the truth. So I'm going to show y'all how well that brush works. But once you're done with that, get your needle and thread. Now here is a trick. You do not want to cut up your tracks on your unit, so you got to get a thread that's not your color. Brown, a brown thread, maybe blonde. I would stick to brown. That way when you cut off your unit, you're not cutting off the tracks on your unit, because you need to keep this unit intact when taking it on and off. So I use brown thread, and as you see, these holes are here, so you can oil your scalp. Yes, you can oil your scalp. You can scratch up in there. There's nothing stopping you from getting into your braids. And if you want to wash your hair every 2 weeks, you can take it off and put it on within 30 minutes. So there's nothing like this. There's nothing that's compared to an easy on and off type look without having the fear of it falling off if you get in a fight with somebody. Well, no one gets in fights anymore, right? We all love each other, but you know what I mean. Like, you don't want to worry about going on a vacation and getting wild and your wig falling off. So I'm laying down the back portion now. You just pull it down like so, and you can add a track there as well, which I'm going to do later on, because as you know, I'm not using the adjustable straps because they break off anyway. And I just sew that portion down with my brown thread, and that way when you take this thing off, it's easy to cut off that thread and you know where it is. So just work your way across the back portion of the head, and go ahead and add a track there if you are also gonna do away with the bands, because the bands don't work. Like, them straps break off. So that's why I said I gotta work on the cap construction, because I don't know about that. Like, why the straps always breaking? But either way, we don't need it for this type of install anyway, because we're sewing it on. So there's no need for adjustable straps. This is a custom unit, baby. It fits perfectly. As you see, I kind of work backwards. I get my client to hold her closure down in the front, and so the back portion down first, and then I'm going into the front, and I'm going to show every other track from top to bottom. So this is going to be my first track up here, and then sew there. I'm not going to sew there, actually. I sew under the first track. So I start my sewing right here, and I sew straight across. As you can see her scalp. She does have a slight case of alopecia, so with her, it's not going to be as easy to sew onto her braids since she doesn't have a lot of hair. But ideally, for y'all who have a lot of hair and are doing this install, you will have a whole bunch of braids to sew on to secure that unit. And you just do every other track, working your way down till you get to the bottom. Make sure it's a brown thread so you do not cut up your tracks, and you are good to go. Now, people are using sewing machines to make their units, and this is a good cap to use for a sewing machine. So if I ever get to making a cap with a sewing machine, which I will in the near future, I will be putting it on here so you guys can see also, because that will cut the time down in half, and we're all about getting things done quick and fast. So yes, wait on it, honey, wait on it. The stitching method I choose to use to sew on my units are called blanket stitches, so you can actually see the actual stitch going right across the track, so it's easy to cut off. It's not hidden at all. So keep on going till you get to the bottom, and Look, can you believe this? When it gets hot, you ain't got to worry about that cap being too hot under there. You know what I mean? Like, y'all. And I don't like center parts, so I'm definitely going to come up with a different cap we can use for our side parts because I'm a side part girl. So, you know, I don't know how I feel about this center part wig, but you know, it's still a great idea. So I'm cutting off these straps. Like I said, we don't need the straps because it's a custom unit and it fits perfectly already. And we are done. So I'm just wetting it a little bit because it has dried and I have manipulated a whole bunch by separating the tracks. So I'm just getting it back together and getting them curls nice and juicy. And the color is pretty. And like I said, that closure kind of tamed down the bright color of the bundles. I did not know that it was going to get that bright. I was going for the top color. But hey, it's Valentine's Day. So the brighter the color is, the hotter you are. My mom, this lady right here, it's so hard to shoot her on camera. She gives me the hardest time. But I'm glad the results are beautiful. The lace closure is really nice, and you see that baby hair made that lace closure look more natural. So whenever you have a lace closure, try to create some baby hairs to give you that more natural look. Okay, so this was before I wet the hair. So this is when I was moving the tracks out the way to sew on the unit. See, as you manipulate the hair, the fuller and bigger it gets. So if you do not like this big full look, just wet it again or don't manipulate the hair. Now I want to see how y'all feel about units. Do you like it to be sewn on or do you want it to be removable? How do y'all feel about this? Like, I get mixed comments. Some of my clients are like, I want my units to be sewn on, or some are like, I want to take it off at night. I want my hair to breathe. So I'm going to do a quick rant real quick. I know, I'm sorry, guys, it's a long video, but this is a juicy topic. I personally prefer to have my units sewn on, and I'll take it off every 2 weeks to take out my braids, wash it, deep condition it, and then braid it back down and sew on my unit again. It's less than doing a whole entire install, and it's really taking care of your hair. What do y'all think? Do y'all prefer for your hair to be sewn on? I mean, your units to be sewn on, or do you prefer for your units to be removable or taken off? Like, is your man going to see you with your braid down at night, or is he going to see you with your wig on at night? I want to know, because this is a juicy topic and I get so many mixed reviews. I want to know how y'all feel. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.